The government has revised the windfall gains tax on petroleum product exports amid rising global crude oil prices and renewed tensions in the Middle East. Well, for the fortnight beginning today, the Special Additional Excise Duty, or also known as SAED, on diesel and aviation turbine fuel exports has been increased, while the tax on petrol exports has been reduced. And according to the latest notification issued by the Finance Ministry, the windfall tax on diesel exports has been raised to rupees 15.50 per litre from the earlier rate of rupee 8.50 per litre. Similarly, the SAED on aviation turbine fuel, commonly known as ATF, has been increased to rupee 14.50 per litre from rupee 7.50 per litre. However, the government has provided some relief on petrol exports by reducing the export duty. The SAED on petrol has been cut to rupees 2.50 per litre from the previous rate of rupee 4 per litre. Well, these revised rates will remain applicable for the next 15 days as the government reviews the windfall tax structure every fortnight based on global market conditions, and the Finance Ministry has clarified that there has been no change in the existing duty rates on petrol and diesel supplied for domestic consumption. Well, this means that the revision applies only to exports of these petroleum products and does not directly affect fuel sold within the nation. And the decision comes at a time when international crude oil prices have been facing upward pressure due to increasing tensions in West Asia. The government had introduced the windfall tax mechanisms in order to prevent exporters from taking excessive advantage of the difference between domestic and international fuel prices during periods of high global crude rates. And the export duty on diesel and ATF was first introduced on March 27 amid concerns over fuel availability and rising international prices. The rates have since been reviewed every 15 days, and later from May 16, a similar export duty was also imposed on petrol. So what exactly is a windfall tax? Well, a windfall tax is a special levy that is imposed by governments on companies that earn unusually high profits due to extraordinary circumstances such as global crisis, supply disruptions, international conflicts, or sudden price increases. And all these taxes are generally temporary and are introduced in order to ensure a fair balance between company earnings, government revenue, and the consumer interest. And in the case of petroleum products, the purpose of windfall tax is to encourage oil companies in order to maintain adequate fuel supplies in the domestic market, rather than focusing heavily on exports when international prices are significantly higher. Governments across several nations, including India, the United Kingdom, and the United States, have used similar taxes during periods when certain industries received unexpectedly large profits due to the global events. And the additional revenue generated through windfall taxes helps the government strengthen public finances, support welfare schemes, manage inflationary pressures, provide subsidies where required, and invest in development projects. With crude oil prices remaining sensitive to geopolitical developments, the government is closely monitoring the global situation and adjusting export duties accordingly. And the latest revision reflects an effort to balance domestic fuel availability, exporter interest, and the impact of international market changes. And for consumers, the key point is that there is currently no revision in the duties on petrol and diesel that is meant for domestic use. And the changes announced from today are limited to exported petroleum products and are part of the government's regular review process.